Welcome to my marathon declutter. I hope you guys are going to enjoy all these declutter videos put together. It's something that if you want to just sit down and have and watch like a long declutter video, I've put them all together for you. I hope you really enjoy it. So let's get started. Okay, so I thought I should try something different today. We are in my backyard and we're taping on my phone, so I hope you guys can hear me. I don't have like a mic attached or anything. But I have a lot of concealers that we need to declutter. So you probably saw from the thumbnail, here they all are. I have a bunch here. High-end drugstore and some of my favorites that have been sitting on my desk, which we need to do like shop my stash soon. So if you love decluttering videos, let's get started. If you're wondering what I'm wearing on my eyes, I have nothing on my lips. But if you're wondering what I'm wearing on my eyes, it's the Vanessa Myricks Multichrome Eyeshadow Palette. And also underneath, I have the Chocolate Bronze by Charlotte Tilbury. So you can see how beautiful the eye look looks. I just love this eyeshadow palette so much. I'm going to put a picture right here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's what's on my eyes in case you're wondering. Okay, so let's start with the Dior Forever Skin Correct. And this is in the shade 1N. I really love this because you can use this as a foundation as well. It's really pretty. It has a nice peach undertone, as you can see. It's thick, but it's just perfect for underneath the eyes and it doesn't crease. So I'm definitely keeping my Dior one. Now here is the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear. This is in the shade 320 Porcelain, and this is quite a full wear concealer. Quite thick, very nice and brightening. You can see here in natural light how it looks. It's really nice, but I think I'm going to declutter this, so I'm going to put this in my declutter pile. Here is the new Makeup by Mario concealer. I got mine in the shade 140. This is the Surreal Skin Awakening Concealer. And I'm definitely going to keep this one. I've been using this daily. I love this more than the Dior one. So definitely keeping my Makeup by Mario. This is one of my favorite concealers so far I've tried. It's really good. So this stays. Okay, here is the Maybelline Superstay Active Wear Concealer. This is up to 30 hours. And I think mine is in the shade 10. Oh, this is another really pretty concealer. Very lightweight, hydrating. It actually looks really nice underneath eyes that are dry or more aged skin. So I'm keeping this one. This is so pretty. Let's talk about the Kosas concealer. This is the shade 02 that I have. They do run a little bit more yellow, but I like the hydration it provides, and I really have been enjoying it. So I'm definitely keeping this one. This is really pretty and I love the packaging. It's so nice. Okay, we cannot wait forever for my annoying neighbor to stop cutting the grass. So let's move on with this. This is the Maybelline Fit Me in the shade 5 Ivory. It's very interesting when you film outside. You have all these kinds of noises. So I hope it's not too distracting for you guys. This was a very nice concealer, but I would have to declutter it because it's quite old now, but I definitely recommend it from the drugstore. So if you're looking for a good drugstore concealer, I love this one. Very similar to the NARS one. We're going to talk about this one after, like right now. And this is the NARS Concealer Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Light 1 Chantilly. Beautiful concealer. I love this one. So very similar to that Maybelline one. So that's kind of like Maybelline is a dupe for this one, as this is more expensive. But you can see that the Maybelline pulls a little bit more pink, but it's very pretty. So this definitely stays. The Maybelline is a declutter. Oh, I love my Cole Beauty concealer. So this is for my fellow Canadians. Cole Beauty is in Canada only, and you can find it at Shoppers Drug Mart. This is the Miracle Cover Concealer. Oh, there's no shade on it. That's very interesting. However, when you open it, let's put it beside here so you guys can see the difference. It's kind of an in-between color between the NARS and the Maybelline. Very pretty, very hydrating, and this is another great drugstore concealer, easy to travel with. I love the squeezy tube. It's not plastic or glass, and very lightweight, so I love this concealer. Good, hydrating, perfect for any type of dryness underneath the eyes as well, so I'm keeping it. Here is the Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer. I got this in a boxy charm, and this is in the shade Cloud. I don't know, I have not, you can use this as conceal, contour, highlight, and retouch, but the shade is extremely light. Very light. I don't know if I want to keep it or not. You can see how bright it is. It's quite white underneath the eyes. I think it's a wonderful concealer. You can use it as a foundation because it's so big. There's like 15 milliliters in here, and it's made in Italy, but unfortunately I have to declutter this. It's just too bright for underneath my eyes. Oh, this is the CoverGirl Clean Matte Concealer. This is in the shade Fair. And this concealer is quite old, as you can see. It was good during the time I had it, but unfortunately this has to go in the garbage. You can see how it looks inside as well. But yeah, that's the shade Fair. It pulls more pink. This is the Rare Beauty Eye Brightener. I have it with my concealers because I use it as a concealer, and this is in the shade Light. Such an amazing product. I know the applicator, a lot of people love it because it's this nice ball, but I would have loved to see another applicator because the formula of this is just amazing. It does brighten underneath your eyes. You can see that nice light effect it has, and it's very lightweight and perfect for your under eye area. I love this one. Definitely recommend this one. You can use it as a concealer, and at the same time it brightens your under eye area and provides some coverage, so I'm keeping this one. You guys, here's a quick break. I just got a Sephora package, and I got a Burberry Hero Eau de Toilette perfume. This smells so nice, and the Miss Dior Blooming Bouquet by Dior as samples, because I placed in an order of a Merit Solo Shadow, and I got mine in the shade Viper, the green one, so stay tuned for a video. I have 2 ways of using this one, and I want to show you. And I also got the Huda Beauty One Coat Wow Mascara as a mini that came with the package. So stay tuned for this. Okay, let's move on to the Rimmel Match Perfection 2-in-1 Concealer. This is in the shade 125 Fair. It contains vitamin C and E and wears for up to 13 hours. Look at this interesting applicator. It's like a brush. And it's nice coverage. There's almost barely anything in here. Very pink undertone. I don't know if you guys can see it. But definitely I have to declutter this. It's old and it's like almost done. Yeah, I'm going to put this in my declutter box. And anything that's not too old, I give to my daughter. Anything that's too old, I throw away. Here's another one I really love. This is the Glowish by Huda Beauty, a bright light concealer. And mine is in the shade 00 Porcelain. Don't be afraid of the word porcelain because it's not that bright. It has such a nice consistency. It's right here, and it's has a little bit of a pink undertone, perfect to brighten your under eye area, but it also provides enough coverage and without creasing. So it's very hydrating at the same time. I really love this one and recommend this one. I'm keeping it. Here's one by e.l.f. This is the e.l.f. Flawless Brightening Concealer, and this is in the shade. The shade is right at the top here, Fair 10C. And this is one of those that comes with a brush, but you have to click it for the product to come out. Ooh, and look at this. This is the same kind of, I would say this would be a dupe for the Glowish by Huda Beauty. It is very nice and brightening, and I love the application. I was going to declutter this one, but I love how beautiful and very soft it feels. It feels exactly like the Glowish by Huda Beauty, so I think I'm going to keep it. let's move on to another favorite of mine. This is the Too Faced Born This Way Ethereal Light Illuminating Smoothing Concealer, and this is in the shade Vanilla Wafer. I'm also loving this one. Again, very nice and hydrating. You can see the difference. This has more of a yellow undertone, and this other one had more of a pink, which brightens, and this provides a little bit more coverage, and it's hydrating. Loving this one. If you haven't tried this one, I don't know, it's such an underrated product. I definitely recommend it. So go ahead and try this one. It's really beautiful underneath the eyes. Here's one by L'Oreal. This is the L'Oreal Age Perfect Radiant Concealer, and I got mine in the shade 200 Ivory. This was beautiful. It does have more of a grayish undertone. Very hydrating, perfect for under eye areas that are a little bit more aged and drying. It has a very nice consistency, enough coverage. It brightens not so much because this is more grayish, but it does look more pink on the hand. For it being ivory, I don't know, it's a little bit gray pulling. I love this concealer, but I think I'm going to declutter it. I haven't used it that much. I mean, I've used it in the beginning, you can see, but I think I'm going to declutter it. Ooh, I have the Rare Beauty Concealer. This is in the shade 170W. I don't enjoy this foundation from the same, from Rare Beauty that came at the same time as this concealer, but the concealer I love. It's nice and thick. It's more of a yellow undertone. You can use this as a foundation as well. I'm gonna put this in my Rare Beauty. I'm gonna keep it because it's the only I mean, I do have the other Rare Beauty brightening concealer, but if you want something more coverage, this is a good version, as it provides a little bit more coverage. So I think I'm gonna keep it for now. We'll see next declutter if I'm gonna be using it or not, but yeah, I'm keeping this one. Here's another one by e.l.f. This is the 16-Hour Camo Concealer, and this is the light peach shade. I love the doe foot applicator, so big. It's so nice. It feels hydrating. Another peach shade. It looks very nice. Wow, and it's quite the coverage it gives, but I think I'm going to declutter this one. I had it in for a while and I haven't gravitated towards it, so there's no point in keeping it. I'm going to declutter it. Okay, I got the Item Beauty Concealer. This is in the shade Air Hug Concealer, shade 200. It's very interesting. It looks like a big chunky crayon, and it's a very straight applicator, as you can see. This, I think I will declutter and give it to my daughter because you can actually use this as a foundation, and I think it's pretty similar tone to her skin tone, and I don't need to keep this. I haven't gravitated towards it, so this is going to go in my declutter pile. Here is another e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. It has a satin finish. This is in the shade Fair Warm. Okay, so let's see. I had this for a while as well. It's very pretty. Look at that big chunky applicator. It's definitely better than the other e.l.f. one because it's more hydrating. So unfortunately, I haven't used it, and I'm going to put it in my declutter pile. It looks really pretty though, so this can go to my daughter. Here is the beautiful Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear All Over Concealer, and mine is in the shade 250 Bis W. I love this concealer. I love that it's perfect to even use as a foundation, and I think I really want to buy a lighter one because this is similar to my skin tone, Bis W250, and it's good to kind of wear as a foundation as well, but I want to have one that brightens underneath my eyes, so I would love to buy another one but lighter shade. It's really, really pretty, so I'm keeping it. Here is a palette by e.l.f., and this is the Complete Coverage Concealer in the shade Light, and it has this nice shade, and I don't know, I think this is quite old, and it has all those more of a yellow undertone. This is more pink, It's a really good palette to have to conceal. But yeah, look at all those shades. Very interesting. I had it for a while. I haven't used it, so I think I'm going to declutter it. Oh, this is my KBD concealer, and this is in the shade Light 105. And I haven't used this one in a while, but I love that it's pretty light. So it's a good concealer to just brighten underneath your eye area. And I think I'm going to keep this one. I'm not going to declutter it. And I love the packaging. It's so cute. It's like a pipette, but it's not. So I'm keeping it. Okay, here is the Maybelline Master Conceal Camouflaging Concealer in the shade 10 Fair. I also haven't used this one in a while. This is like one of those squeezy tubes. And this, it camouflages imperfects and the dark circles, full coverage, undetectable finish. So it's very, very high coverage. You can see it's quite thick. I haven't used it in a while. It's really good to bring for traveling. I don't know, I think I will declutter this one. Yes, let's put it in the declutter pile. We don't need to keep it. Okay, here's by Boom X. This is one of my friend's brands. She sent this to me. And this is the concealer in the shade C105T. And I was thinking about my daughter. Like, you can see this is a little bit too dark for me. It's great to use as a foundation. But I think this, she would be happy to have this. So I'm going to pass this on to her. It's perfect shade for her. So I'm going to put this in my giving away pile to my daughter. Oh, here is my Pat McGrath Labs Concealer in the shade L2. This is a keeper. This is expensive. I have to put it on my table to use more. It feels quite thick, nice and brightening. It has like a nice pink effect, and I love the packaging. I think this is glass. Yes, it's glass. It's not that heavy, even though it's glass, but definitely I'm keeping this one. Pretty expensive to get rid of, and it's also a great product, so I'm keeping it. Okay, now we have the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Hydrating Concealer. This is in the shade 330 Fair Light, and I am thinking of giving this to my daughter. It looks quite dark in here, as you can see, but it's nice and brightening. It's hydrating, and yeah, I think I already gave her the foundation. I'm gonna give her this as well, so I'm gonna declutter this one. Okay, now we have the LYS Triple Fix Full Coverage Brightening Concealer, and mine is in the shade LN6. This is a beautiful concealer. Definitely you have to try LYX. I love their products. Look how nice and lightweight that is. This is just a little bit harder to put in, the applicator to put inside the packaging, but it's really beautiful. And this is, I don't know, it's kind of like a frosted, I don't know if it's glass or plastic or heavy type of plastic, but I love the packaging. It's so pretty, and I love the shade, so I'm keeping it. Okay, now we have the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum, and mine is in the shade Light. This is a nice concealer. I actually love it. However, I don't love the pump. It comes too much sometimes. So this is actually a great concealer to wear as your foundation as well. It provides enough coverage. As long as you have the shade that matches you for your foundation, then that's all you need. But I can wear this underneath my eyes. I can spot conceal with this. I'm keeping this one, and I love that it's a serum, so this is a keeper. Okay, let's move on to CoverGirl Simply Ageless Instant Fix Advanced Concealer, and this is in the shade, oh, I don't think there's a shade on this one. Made in US. Yeah, I don't see the shade. That was the problem with this one. I don't remember the shade. But it comes with this sponge, and you're supposed to twist it for the product to come out. And it's a very nice soft sponge applicator. I love the shade. It's really pretty. You can see in the sunlight as well. This is a great concealer. I'm trying to think if I need to keep it or not. I'm going to put it in my keep pile, and then we'll see at the end how much we declutter or if we need to keep it, because I really love the consistency. And I love the applicator as well. You can see how much I've used this, so I'm keeping it for now. Okay, I got the Marc Jacobs Extra Shot Concealer in the shade Light 130. This has caffeine. It's a caffeine concealer and foundation in one. However, it's quite bright to use it as a foundation, but I can use it as a concealer. So I have not used this. Look how nice. Like the caffeine, I think, is what brightens your under eye area. It has like a pink undertone. I don't know if the cell phone camera picks it up like that, but you can see in the sun, it feels hydrating, right? Yes, it feels nice and creamy. So I was gonna declutter this one. I haven't used it. I'm gonna keep it for now and see how much I use it. And if I use it a lot, I'll keep it. If not, I'll declutter it next time. So we're keeping it for now. Then we have the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer Eraser, and mine is in the shade 100 Ivory. I love this one, and I have to use it a little bit more. Again, it has that nice spongy applicator. It's quite thick, and this is a great product to use as your foundation. I've been using on those no makeup days as a foundation, and it looks and wears wonderful. So I'm keeping this one. Here is the Josie Maran Vibrancy Argan Oil Full Coverage Concealer, and I got mine in the shade Light. This is a nice gray concealer as well. I think the shade I picked is quite dark for me, so it's very hard to use this as an concealer to brighten my under eye area, but I'm keeping it to spot conceal and to kind of use it as a foundation. That's what I'm keeping it for. I love to use this as a foundation, so this stays, and I love the packaging. Look how colorful it is. And this is the Revlon Color Stay Skin Awaken Caffeine and Vitamin C 5-in-1 Concealer 24-hour wear. This is a beautiful product. If you guys didn't pick this up from the drugstore, I suggest you do. I picked mine up in the pink shade. They have other shades. I picked mine up in the shade 002 because this is the pink one. And this, I picked it up for the purpose of brighten my under eye area. And it brightens it, and it's hydrating, and it's just beautiful. A little bit goes a long way, and it does stay all day long. I definitely recommend this. It's perfect for traveling as well. And this is a beautiful concealer from the drugstore. I love this one, and I love this specific shade, 002. So that's staying. I have a mini by Charlotte Tilbury. This is in the shade 4 Fair. This is a nice concealer. For it being Charlotte Tilbury, nothing special. It's beautiful. I do have a review on it. It does wear nice. It's hydrating. It's soft. I think I'm going to keep it for the purpose of just having one for travel. This is very easy to travel with, being a mini. I don't have the full version, so I'm keeping it for that purpose, and it's an okay concealer. Nothing special, but it's not bad, so I'm keeping it. I think the next ones are all keepers. This is my Bobbi Brown Concealer Stick, and this is in the shade Ivory. Beautiful concealer. You can see how much I've used. I'm not using too much because I don't want to run out of it. This is so emollient and so soft. Blends beautiful. It has a nice magnetic closure, which I really appreciate. I love that. And it's a very nice hydrating concealer. It brightens. It provides enough coverage underneath the eyes. You can spot conceal on your face. It looks beautiful wherever you put this on your face, so I'm keeping this one. Oh, here is the Messy Fenty Beauty Concealer, and mine is in the shade Ivory 02. This is the Bright Fix Eye Brightener Illuminating Concealer. I love this as well. However, look at this packaging. Did you see how much just came out? It's such a bad packaging, but such a wonderful formula. And the formula is very, very hydrating. Look at that. Look how much product I wasted just by pumping out to swatch, because that's how much product it comes, and it's very messy inside. It does not leak outside the packaging. It makes it messy. If you don't like that, keep that in mind. I don't mind as long as it doesn't leak outside, but I do mind that I actually waste a lot of product. So I am keeping it. I don't know if I will repurchase this one because it's just wasting too much product, but I'm keeping it. So here we have some of the concealers that were on my desk. Let's talk about the Huda Beauty Fall Filter Concealer in the shade Maringe 2.1N. Beautiful product. Packaging, not so beautiful. It cracked as I closed it. Formula is nice. I love the applicator. And look how nice and brightening that looks. Isn't it pretty? It's great for underneath the eye, for spot concealing. I love this product. Too bad that the top cracked, but as long as it doesn't leak out and make a big mess, I'm keeping it because it's a beautiful product. One of my favorite concealers for sure too. Okay, I have 2 by NARS, which is the same product. This is the NARS Potted Concealer. I have the shade Light 1 Chantilly, Light 2.2 Nougatine. Now, Chantilly is the same one as this one. Light 1 Chantilly I have in the actual stick. However, I love this potted ones. Let me show you why. So let's swatch them. Look how much I've used. You can see right here, this is the light version. And it's so emollient if you use your finger, and it provides such nice coverage. And here is the Nougatine. You can see it's a little bit darker. So I did buy the Nougatine one for spot concealing, and the Chantilly Light one for underneath the eye to brighten. So you can see right here, let me show you. So here are both of them. I love them both. I'm happy I have both. You can use them as foundation. You can just put a couple dots on your face and it just provides such coverage and hydration to the face. I love this. I recommend this over the stick one. I love them more. And here is the last one by Glossier, and this is the Stretch Concealer in the shade G11. This is made in Canada, and this is a more emollient concealer than the NARS one. Very beautiful. You can't go wrong with this. I use this all over the face as well as a foundation and underneath the eyes, and it looks beautiful, especially if you have dry skin. So this is for sure a keeper. I love this potted concealers. So cute. Okay, so this is what we're decluttering. Let's put them here and let me show you. So we are decluttering 13 concealers, and I'm excited. Some of them, they can go to my daughter, and the old ones I can just chuck. And let me show you what we're keeping now. Okay, so that's the pile I'm keeping. I know it's a lot, but for YouTube, I need to have a different type of concealers and shades and consistency. So let me put them here and let's count how many we have. Okay, so we have a total of 28 concealers I'm keeping. I'm decluttering 13. I think that's pretty good for me because I spend my own money on this and I just don't want to throw out products for the purpose of decluttering. And here are all the concealers I'm keeping. That was a lot of fun decluttering all these concealers. I hope you guys really enjoyed today's video. That's it for me today, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Love you guys. Bye. So today we are going to do a foundation declutter. We're sitting on this side of the room right now because I'm going to bring you down on the floor and show you all of my foundations. We have a lot to go through, and I think I'm going to declutter quite a lot. So let's get started. Okay, so I hope you guys can hear me. I'm using one of those microphones that's attached to my chest. So let's get through this foundations. So this is all we have to go through. So let me take them out here, and then I'm going to show you what I have and what I'm going to keep, what I'm going to declutter. Okay, so let's get started with the glass foundations, and we're gonna keep the ones in tubes afterwards. So let's see what we're gonna keep. So we're gonna put the declutters in this basket, and I'll show you at the end what I declutter. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the top row. Now this top row was all of the foundations that I had on my vanity for this month. I have to do a shop my stash. So I have the Makeup by Mario in the shade 3W. This is a beautiful foundation and I'm definitely going to keep this one. I love it. So we're gonna put it back in its basket here. Now this is a new Revlon foundation from the drugstore. It's a Illuminance foundation. I got mine in the shade 117 and I love this. If you have dry skin, this is a beautiful foundation. You can't go wrong with this. So I'm keeping this one as well. This is the YSL Touche Eclair foundation in the shade B20. Oh, I love this foundation as well. It does look a little bit darker, but once you spread it on your face, it does actually kind of match with your skin tone and it doesn't appear as dark as it is in the container or in the glass. My Rose Inc Skin Enhance Luminous Tinted Serum. You can see how much I love this. This is more of a fussy foundation or tinted serum. Not a lot of people love this one because it's harder to work with, so it's very tricky. You have to actually put it on your hand and then with a brush you have to pop those little pearls and bubbles and then slightly dab it into your skin on your face and then it will work really nice. Yeah, you don't want to put this on your face, use a sponge and then work it off your face. You want to work it off of your hand and that will work, that will look really, really nice. So it's a keeper. Okay, then we have the Laura Mercier. This is in the shade 1 and 2 Vanille. Definitely keeping this one. It's a beautiful, nice, soft, lightweight foundation. And I have the Lost in Ciel by Guerlain. I have 2 shades. Right now I have the 00W and 01W. Both of this work great for my skin tone. One is a little bit darker and one is lighter, but transferred on the face, they look the same. You can barely tell the difference. So I'm keeping both of this as well. So this can go back in here. Okay, so let's move to the second row. I'm keeping most of this, I believe. So this is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation in the shade 2. So pretty, it's beautiful, enough luminosity to the skin. It's so beautiful and luxury. I'm definitely keeping it. My Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation. This is in the shade 2 Neutral. I love this. It's more of a full coverage foundation, so a little bit goes a long way. Just like the Lost in Ciel by Guerlain. Just put a little bit and work like that. Now the Dior Forever Skin Glow Foundation. I don't see the number on it anymore, but I usually have it linked in any of my other videos where I use it. I think it's 1N or 2N. I'm fair skin with neutral undertones, so that's how I picked this one up. This is a beautiful foundation. It is not as glowy as it says, so keep that in mind. If you don't want a glowy foundation, this is not super glowy. A little bit goes a long way. Again, not my top favorite. I still have to try it out, but I'm still keeping it. It's by Dior and I love all of my other Dior products. This is a beautiful one, a Clinique Even Better Glow Light Reflecting Makeup Foundation. It has SPF 15 and this is so pretty on the skin. It gives you that nice glass skin effect. I have a video using this, how I achieved that nice glass skin. So definitely keeping this one. Okay, so this is the KVD Good Apple Skin Perfecting Foundation Balm in Light 008. I actually love this. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of that NARS concealer, the potted concealer. It has the same consistency. It looks exactly the same. Just dot a couple dots on your skin, on your face, and spread it, and it's going to look beautiful. So I'm actually loving this. Even though I have dry skin, I actually love this. This is more like a balm. Now this is the Rare Beauty in the shade 170W. This is the first foundation Rare Beauty came out with. It's more of a silky foundation. You have to shake it. I'm still keeping it because I love my Rare Beauty products, and whenever I want to do a full face of Rare Beauty, this is the only foundation I have currently, so I'm keeping this one. Here's a very beautiful one, the Shiseido Synchro Skin Glow Luminous Foundation. This is in the shade Neutral 3. I love this foundation. It's really pretty. It's kind of like a medium coverage. You can build it up, and it has a very nice glow to the skin. So definitely keeping that. Let's move on to Boom X Satin Foundation SPF 50. My friend has this company and this brand, and I love it. It's really, really pretty. It still smells nice, and it has SPF in it, and it does look a little bit dark in here, but just like the other Yves Saint Laurent foundation, it actually blends really nicely into the skin. So I'm keeping this one. So thankful for her to send that to me. Let's move on to another beautiful skin tint. This is the Beauty Blender Bounce Skin Tint in the shade Light 4. Such a beautiful product. You can't go wrong with this. It's very hydrating, and it feels very nice and glowy, but not too glowy on the skin. It provides a nice amount of coverage. You can build it up. Love the bottle and the packaging, so definitely keeping this one. I know we haven't decluttered much, but don't worry, we're gonna get there. Okay, my MAC Studio Radiance Face and Body Radiant Sheer Foundation. Oh my goodness, definitely keeping this one. It's so pretty. Now this one you have to use your hands. I found that the best way to apply this is with your fingers, and then you can use a brush or a sponge to blend it in. This is so pretty. I love this one, so I'm keeping this one for sure. This is, did I say the shade? This is in the shade C1, if in case you're wondering. Okay, let's move on to LYS Triple Fix Foundation. This is in the shade LN6. I love this one as well. I don't like the cap. For some reason, it became quite loose. I'm not sure why. I love the product, and I got a darker shade than this as well, which I gave to my daughter. I bought it for whenever I tan, but I don't tan much, and I didn't want it to go to waste. And she has a little bit more of a deeper skin tone, so I gave that to her. Great foundation. NARS. This is the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation in the shade Yukon. I love this formula. It's really pretty. I think the mistake I did is I went with more of a pink undertone instead of a neutral undertone. When I bought this, I don't know what I was thinking. That's the problem with this one. That's the only issue I have. And I really want to pick one up in a neutral undertone, but so far I have enough foundation, so I'm still going to use this. I'm keeping this one. Okay, let's see. I have my Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Foundation. This was expensive. I wouldn't even care how this would work. I would use it, but it works wonderful. This is in the shade Light 3, so definitely keeping this because it's a beautiful foundation. Not just the price, but also the formula is just beautiful. It's very nice on the skin. It provides a little bit of hydration, not too much glow, very satin finish. It's buildable, it's medium coverage. I love it. Oh, the Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation. I got mine in the shade 1N06. Definitely keeping this one. It's a beautiful foundation. Love the packaging, so keeping this one. Okay, the Sephora Best Skin Ever Foundation. This is in the shade 04N. It's pretty light. It looks pretty light, but when I apply it on the face, for some reason, it just gives you the best skin ever. I don't know what's inside of this, but I really truly love it. When you first apply it, you're like, you kind of have second thoughts, but then afterwards, I've noticed that it's just kind of meshes with your skin and it melts beautiful into your skin. I might want to pick up a different shade as this appears a little bit too light, but it still works really good with my skin tone, so I'm keeping it. Okay, so let's talk about the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. Lasts for 24 hours. Mattifying, a second skin effect. This is in the shade 002 Porcelain Beige. I've never used this since we talked about my last foundation's declutter, so therefore I'm going to declutter this. I don't think it's great for dry skin. To me, I don't really like it. I find it very caking. So if you have dry skin, I don't know what you think about it. My thoughts are not very impressive about this foundation. So I'm going to declutter this one. Okay, the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. This is the dewy one. This is in the shade Soft Ivory. This is a beautiful foundation, nothing wrong with it. I've had it for a while, but I don't like the packaging. It has this petal, like one of those, I don't know, kayak pedals. So I don't like it. I like the rest of the packaging except the top. So I'm gonna declutter this one. I haven't used it in a while. I'm gonna put it in my declutter box and see what my daughter wants and fits her, and she can take whatever she likes. No, the Rimmel Match Perfection Foundation. This is in 081 Fair Ivory. I'm going to declutter this one as well. I haven't used it. It's not a bad foundation. I just never gravitate towards it anymore. I have enough of other foundations that I really like, so I'm gonna declutter this one. Okay, we have L'Oreal. Okay, we have 3 by L'Oreal. This is gonna be hard. This is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Foundation. I think I'm going to declutter this one as well. This is in the shade 2.5N. I have a review on this. It's a beautiful foundation. I love it. I just haven't used it in a while because I just have so many other foundations. So I think I'm gonna declutter this one. Same with this one, the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear. I've used it a lot. It feels quite light. I think I'm gonna chuck this one. It's old, and this is in the shade 410 Ivory. So I'm gonna chuck this one in the garbage for sure. This is the L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. This I'm not going to declutter. I'm gonna keep. This is the 2.2-3 light shade, and I bought this pump from Amazon and I love it. It works so much better than the pipette that it comes with, so I'm definitely going to keep this one. This is a beautiful foundation. Okay, now we have the Revlon Age Defying 3X Foundation. Beautiful foundation, nothing's wrong with it. I have a full review on it so you guys can see how beautiful it looks on the skin. But because of the amount of other foundations I love, I have to declutter this and put it in the box and see if my daughter wants it. Oh, here's another one. Revlon Color Stay Makeup Foundation, normal to dry skin, in the shade 110 Ivory. This is quite old. I think the shade is too light for me at the moment, and I'm going to chuck this in the garbage for sure. Declutter. Oh, I love Milani. I don't know what to do with this one. This is a medium to full coverage. This is the Milani Conceal and Perfect Foundation, 2-in-1 in the shade 00B Light. I don't know what to do about this one. Okay, let me put it in a maybe pile, and then I'll come back and see if I'm gonna declutter it or keep it. And this is the Essence Pretty Natural Hydrating Foundation with Hyaluron and Aloe Vera. I'm going to declutter this one as well. I just haven't used it, so I'm gonna put it in my declutter pile. Okay, now we have the tubing foundation. So let's see if we're gonna declutter anything from here. So I'm gonna put them on the carpet and have a look. Okay, so here are the tubing ones. L'Oreal 24-Hour Foundation Infallible Pro Glow in the shade 201. I think they discontinued this one. However, this is such a beautiful foundation. Ooh, I don't know what to do. Do I need it? Do I need it? Maybe I'll keep it because it's just easy to travel with and I can just wear it daily. So I'm gonna keep this one. This is a keeper. Now this is the e.l.f. SPF 20 Sunscreen Foundation. I think I'm gonna declutter this one. I had it for a while. I've used quite a bit, but I haven't used it in a while, so I'm gonna put it in my declutter pile. the NYX Born to Glow Natural Radiant Foundation. This has to stay with me. I love my high-end foundations, but there's just a couple of drugstore that I have to keep. And this is in the shade Light Ivory. I'm keeping this one. It's so beautiful and glowy. The CoverGirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk Foundation. I love the packaging. This is in the shade 530 Fair Light. I think I'm going to declutter this one. I didn't think anything's wrong with it. However, I haven't used it in a while, so I'm going to put it in my declutter pile. Oh, you guys, you have to see Kona. I'm going to just videotape her because look at Kona just sitting there watching me. Isn't she pretty? Oh, she's like, Mommy, you're taping. Yes, I am, sweetheart. And she's just relaxing there looking at me. So now that you guys saw Kona, this is the Cool Beauty Liquid Foundation, 8-hour wear, beautiful foundation for all my Canadians. This foundation is amazing. So this is a keeper. This is in the shade Vanilla C3. So I'm keeping this one. And I'm keeping my L'Oreal Age Perfect Radiant Serum Foundation. Beautiful foundation. You can't go wrong with this. Perfect for aging skin and perfect for young skin. I love this one. And this is in the shade Ivory 10. Okay, let's move on to this pile from more high-end foundation. My Fenty Beauty. Ooh, I love this ones. They're so good. I got a light shade, which is 100. And then I went and I picked up 150 because I think this is sometimes it's too light, but I still want to use it because it's such a beautiful, glowy looking, very natural foundation. And I love the packaging. You can travel with this. So beautiful. So I'm keeping this one. I'm keeping my It CC Plus Color Correcting. This was perfect for my Hawaii trip. This is a great CC cream. This is in the shade Fair Light. My mom bought this when I first started my YouTube channel, and I love it, especially when I go on tropical vacations. This has so much SPF in it, 50 on top of your regular SPF. You will be protected from the sun, and it's actually great in humidity if you have dry skin. So I'm keeping it. I'm keeping my Fenty Beauty. This is the Ease Drops in the shade 2. I love this one for those no makeup days, more natural looks. I'm keeping it. I'm keeping my Beautiful Skin by Charlotte Tilbury. You can see how much I've used. This is in the shade 2 Neutral. It's a beautiful foundation if you have dry skin as well, and a little bit goes a long way. I'm keeping my Merit Foundation Stick. This is the You can use this as a concealer or as a foundation. I love this. Merit was kind enough to send this to me and gift me this product. This is in the shade Silk. Beautiful foundation. Expensive for the amount you get, but I'm grateful I have it. Okay, this is the Sephora S Clean Glowing Skin Foundation. I've used this once. I found this is in the shade 1. I found it at TJ Maxx / Winners. I don't know. It was okay when I wore it, but I haven't worn it that much. I think I'm gonna keep it for now and give it a more chance because I love it. It's so small and cute, and it's good for traveling as well. So I'm keeping it. And my Urban Decay Stay Naked Hydromaniac Tinted Glow Hydrator. This is in the shade 20 Fair. I'm keeping this one. This everybody went crazy about when it first came out, so I wanted to try it. Again, I love the packaging. I love this type of packaging more than the glass ones, so I'm keeping this one. And then my Say Slip Tint Tinted Moisturizer. This is in the shade 3. It's a little bit more thicker, so it's like a thicker moisturizer. I really love it, so I'm keeping this one. Okay, so we did some damage here. Now let me bring back what we're keeping here. We're still keeping a lot. My goodness, I don't know, but I cannot part away from all of this. This is what I'm keeping. And I think I'm gonna part from the Milani one. I'm gonna put this, chuck it away, because we have enough here. And then here is what we are decluttering. So let me take this out and see how many pieces we're decluttering here. Okay, so we are decluttering 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We're decluttering 11 foundations. I think we did pretty good. We're gonna see next time if there's anything else I need to declutter, but I really love my high-end foundations a lot and a couple of my drugstore ones. And yeah, I will have to do switch again and rotate on my desk and use different foundations than the ones I currently have. So let's go ahead and put all this back into the drawer here. Okay, so my goal is to fit everything on this side here. We had a ton of foundations there too, but I want to fit them all here. So let's see if we can do that now. So we're able to fit everything in this on this side here. And then I also have this ones, and this ones will stay on my vanity. And then when we do a switch each month, we're gonna put this back and pick up other 5, 6 foundations. And I guess next we're gonna do maybe primers or concealers. We have to declutter a lot of concealers as well. But yeah, I think the foundation looked good, and we still have lots of space in the back here if we need to buy more. If not, we're gonna have to declutter more, but I think we did good. 11 foundations declutter is pretty good. So I think we did pretty good. We decluttered 11 foundations. I'm excited. So stay tuned because we're going to do a huge declutter with all of my concealers. I hope you guys really enjoyed this declutter. That's it for me today. I wish you all a wonderful day, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Love you guys. Bye. Today it's time to do a highlighter declutter. I have a lot of highlighters. And as you can see, there's 2 boxes here. I have high-end and drugstore. And yeah, we're gonna do a highlighter declutter, see what we're gonna keep, see what we're gonna get rid of. I guess let's get started. Let's have a coffee. I got these cups off of Amazon. I'm gonna try link them down below, but they're glass and it comes with 4 glass straws and 2 metal ones. And you can also use them at a high temperature for hot and low temperature for cold. So that's why I love this. And let's have some iced coffee and get into the decluttering. These are all the highlighters we're gonna go through. So let's get started and see how we're gonna declutter. So let's start with this Catrice one. This is from the drugstore. And this is the Catrice More Than Glow highlighter. And I got mine in the shade Supreme Rose Beam. Let me swatch it for you. It's really pretty, very nice and affordable. And this is a very nice intense highlighter. And this reminds me of Rare Beauty. So I actually really love this one from the drugstore. And this one is going to stay with me. I won't get rid of it. So everything that I'm gonna keep, I'm gonna put it in this container here. Next one I have by Tower 28, and this is the Tower 28 Super Dew No Shade highlighter. So basically this is kind of like a Vaseline type of highlighter. It gives you that no makeup type of look. So you can see that it just adds a gloss on your cheek, and that's about it. I like it. I love Tower 28 products. I'm keeping it because it's just kind of an interesting formula. I wonder if you can put this on your lips as well. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. It's nothing that I'm going to be repurchasing when I'm done because it's basically Vaseline, but I won't get rid of it. I will still keep it. Here is a very old product in my collection. This is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Powder Glow Illuminator. And this is a product that I believe I've had since the beginning of my YouTube channel. You can see how much I've used it. It's a wonderful product to have from the drugstore. So if you can pick it up, I would. This is something I would probably want to repurchase. If I look closely, you can see this one right here has a little bit specks of glitter, but very, very fine. But if you swirl your brush into the whole thing, you get this nice, beautiful highlighter. Great to apply it for the inner corner of your eye as well. But I think I'm gonna declutter this one because it's quite old in my collection, and it's really pretty though. Look at that. But yeah, I'm gonna declutter this guy, and not because it's bad, because it's really old. But this is something I recommend from the drugstore. This is one by Morphe. This is the Morphe High Impact Highlighter in the shade Lit. And this is a very yellow highlighter. I don't know why I purchased this. You can see how yellow it is, what I was thinking. I guess when I bought it, I didn't know much about highlighters, but this has a yellow undertone. And this would be good for like an eye topper or inner corner of your eye, or highlighting your brow bone. But to put it on the cheek, I think it looks quite yellow, so I will have to declutter this guy. Another great one from the drugstore that I recommend. This is the Revlon Skin Lights in the shade 201 Daybreak Glimmer. It is so beautiful. I love this shade. It's not too yellow, it's not too light. It's very lightweight on the skin, and it gives it that nice glass skin effect. Again, you can use them on your high points of your face or in the inner corner of your eyes. This is very pretty. You can see the difference in this is less yellow than this, but it's also not white, so it's just a perfect shade, champagne shade. Definitely keeping this one, and if you guys can grab this from the drugstore, I would. It's a great highlighter. Now here is one by Physicians Formula. I love Physician Formulas, especially the bronzers and blushes. They're very pretty. This is in the shade Muru Muru Butter Highlighter. It's quite pink, so there's nothing wrong with the highlighter. It's just that it has this very pink, grayish purple effect. You can see it changes colors depending on how the light hits it. So you can see more purple pink here, more light here. A very interesting formula. It's very soft. Again, for the cheek, I think that it's just too pink, which is my fault from forgetting that. But yeah, I'm gonna declutter this one. It's just not for my skin tone. And Rare Beauty highlighter. I love Rare Beauty. This is the highlighter in the shade Enlighten. Definitely keeping this guy. It is, you can see that I already have a small dent in here. This is very intense. It's very lightweight. It doesn't have any glitter in it. Just provides that nice, beautiful highlight to the skin. Again, I love highlighters that provide that glass effect and there's no chunky glitters in them. And this is one of them. So this one I will keep. Another amazing one from the drugstore, the Milani one. This is the Milani Baked Highlighter in the shade 110 Dolce Perla. Beautiful packaging, and I think this is made in Italy. So this is from the drugstore and made in Italy. It has kind of the same packaging as M Cosmetics blushes, but I think this is a baked product. This is a wonderful highlighter. You can't go wrong with it. If I were to pick one from the drugstore, this is the one I would go with. It looks like there's little pearlescence in it, but it transfers on the skin without showing any type of glitter, which I love. It's not as white and light as the Rare Beauty. It's not yellow. It has a little pink undertone, but it's just perfection. Perfect for the cheeks. So this is staying. Another great highlighter from the drugstore, wow, I have a lot from the drugstore, is the Maybelline Master Chrome Highlighter. And I got mine in the shade 100 Molten Gold. So let's see, it looks quite, it's very soft to the touch. It looks quite gold and yellow. It's quite pretty though. So you can see the different shades in like light, more pink, more gold. I'm gonna keep this one for now because it's pretty new in my collection and it does transfer very nice. Like when you blend it, it looks pretty. It's very gold looking on the finger, but I think when you just blend it into the skin, it gives it a nice highlight. I just love it. So yeah, I'm keeping this one for now too. Again, I don't know what I was thinking with this one. All these yellow highlighters. This is the KVD Metal Crush highlighter in the shade Gravitron. I think I picked this one up because it was on sale, and I've never tried anything by KVD, but this is very I don't know, yellow, and it shifts. It's like a perfect shade for the eye. It has all this shift from yellow to pink. You can see it right there, some pink. It's beautiful, but I don't think you can use this on the eye. And I don't know if I want to put this on my cheek. It looks like it has some glitters in it. So for like very tiny glitters, I think for that reason, I'm going to declutter this. And I don't like this yellow when I look at a highlighter. So this is going to go away. Here's another beautiful one by Essence. This is the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. I got mine in the shade 10, Be My Highlight. And again, it has this dome shape. It's very dark looking when you look at it like this, but look how beautiful it transfers on the skin. I think it's just so beautiful. This is another favorite from the drugstore. It's a little bit more, not as intense as my other highlighters. And you can see that there's no glitters at all, and it's just very natural looking. So definitely this is a keeper. This is probably the most affordable you can get from the drugstore. Essence is a really good affordable brand, and they have some really great products. And the products that look in this packaging, those are the ones that I love the most. So I'm keeping it. A super expensive, the most littlest highlighter in my collection, Lila B. This is in the shade Be Enchanting. It's a very little small product, but one of the heaviest out of them all. And it opens up like this, and it's a beautiful, beautiful cream product. So this is more of a cream highlighter, and it's very lightweight, very natural. It has the perfect shade amount. I just love it. I don't think it's worth the money. I don't even know if they still make it or if they still have it, but I got this on sale, and I think it's still on sale from the Sephora website if you want to check it out. But definitely paying full price for this. I know they're very expensive brand. I would not pay full price because you go through it quite fast, but it's a great product. I love this highlighter, and I love the packaging. It's so cute, so I'm keeping it. Here's another one. This is the MAC one, the only MAC highlighter I have. And this is the Beaming Blush Extra Dimension Skin Finish. So I think this is more of, you put your blush on, and then you kind of add this on the high points. So it's more, it has more of a shift to it, like from kind of yellow to pink. You can see in the pen here more pink and then more yellow. Very interesting formula, so I'm gonna keep it. I love MAC products, and this is my only MAC highlighter, so definitely keeping this one. Here's a highlighter that I got from Amazon. This is Catkin, and it's more of a blush type of highlighter, so you would use this as a blush, as an orangey blush that has a nice highlighter to it. I don't know, do I want to keep this? I think I'm gonna declutter this. It looks a little bit like, it looks pretty. It's not powdery or anything. Yeah, I'm gonna declutter it. I have enough highlighters that I love more, so I haven't used this one much, so I'm gonna declutter this one. And my beautiful Makeup by Mario highlighter. This is in the shade Pearl. This is the Soft Glow highlighter, and look at this shade. This shade is just perfection. I just love it. It's a great highlighter. There's no glitters in it. It's just so natural looking. It blends nicely with the skin and with your foundation. I am loving this highlighter, so I'm keeping it. And this is one by Wet n Wild in the shade Air. Like, very interesting packaging. Let's see if we should keep it. You can see the beautiful design in it, but I can see glitters in it already. So let's see. It actually looks so pretty on the hand. Do I want to keep this? No, I don't think I'm gonna keep it. It looks really pretty, But I already have so many highlighters that I'm keeping. I don't need to still add this to my collection. And I'm going to declutter this one, unfortunately. It's an okay formula, not that bad when it comes to glitters. But I already have this formula in my Rare Beauty one, so I'm going to declutter it. Let's move on to one that has been the first Too Faced product in my collection, and this one came in a BoxyCharm. This is the Too Faced Fancy Pink Diamond. I was so excited when I first got it. You push this button and you open it kind of like a diamond box, like a jewelry box. And the product, it's okay. Now it's been in my collection for a while. It looks beautiful. It's not chunky or anything, but it's quite old and I haven't used it for a while, and I don't even know if they make this anymore. So for that reason, I'm gonna declutter it. This one, I don't know why I bought this one. This is the Marc Jacobs Tantalized Dewdrops. This is like so old, I think. Let's see. Like, look at that, how it comes out. Ugh, so gross. And I don't know why I bought this, for what reason. Maybe to use it as a bronzer or whatever, but I bought it because it was on sale at TJ Maxx. And it's Marc Jacobs. I love Marc Jacobs. It smells nice, but I'm gonna declutter it. I haven't used it and it was a waste of money for sure. So gross. So yeah, definitely getting rid of this guy. Okay, so for my beautiful Canadian friends, this is by Co Beauty. And this is the Glow Getters Illuminating Drops in the shade Champion. I think I always call it Champion. It's Champion. It's so funny. This is such a nice highlighter, like glowy, dewy drops. And I have to shake it a little bit more. But it's very, very like disco ball type of highlighter. I don't know. I'm gonna keep it because sometimes I want to do like a full face of Co Beauty, and this is the only highlighter I have, and I really love it. It just blends so nicely into the skin. It's so beautiful. And I'm speaking of another one that looks like this, so I'm keeping this one for sure. I love this brand. Something that looks similar to that is the iconic London Illuminator. I got this in a BoxyCharm, so they sent me the shade Original. And let's see the difference. So it's very similar to the Co Beauty one, which I think that's what they were trying to mimic. Yeah, so this is more of a champagne shade, you can see, compared to the Co Beauty one. But it's exactly, it feels like it's the same formula. I really love both of those. Oh, so pretty. Look at that hand. So I'm keeping it for sure. Moving forward, this again I got in a BoxyCharm, Eloise Get Gleaming. So this is a product, this is in the shade Champagne. This is a product that you can use on your cheek or all over your body as well. Oh, it's really pretty. So I think it's a nice product to use even on your high points of your face, or I would use this under foundation. I would apply this kind of like a primer. I wonder if I should put this Body Glow Illuminator. Yeah. So maybe, don't know if I want to put this under primers or not, but look at that glow to the hand, and then I can use this underneath foundation. I might move this in my primer section so that I can use it more often. Just like the Charlotte Tilbury, you can use it underneath foundation or you can use it on your high point. So I'm gonna keep it. And it's cute packaging, look at that. It feels very lightweight too. Now here's a very strange one again that I bought. This is by KVD, and this is the Metal Crush highlighter. Like, I don't understand this one. This is like so white and glittery. It comes with this sponge applicator and it's kind of like all over the place. I don't know. It looks very nice actually, but I see glitters. I see glitter particles in them. I don't know if the camera picks it, but that's the only reason I'm not a big fan of it. And yeah, I don't like it. So I can see even when I wipe it, you can see my hand has like sparkles. So I'm definitely going to get rid of this one. Okay, so here's a really beautiful one. Wow, that one left a lot of sparkles on my hand. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Liquid Glow highlighter, face highlighter, and this is in the shade Perla, and this is beautiful. A little bit goes a long way. I love this type of tubing and applicator. I think that it's, oops, I should have shaken it a bit. Let's try again here. Yes, much better. This is so pretty. Let's remove that one. So you have to shake it a little bit because I haven't used it in a while, but this is perfect pearl shade on the cheeks. It is beautiful. It blends in so easily without picking up your foundation or leaving any streaks on your cheeks. I love this one. I don't know if it's still available, but if it is, it's a great product to own. Very easy to travel with, and it's not in a bottle. It's not heavy. Love the squeezy tube. A little bit goes a long way, so definitely keeping this one. Okay, this one, this is by Nude Sticks, and this is the Magnetic Nude Glimmers in the shade 24K Goddess. I think this was the only shade that they had available. Love the packaging. It comes with this doe foot applicator. It's a very yellow highlighter. I don't like to use this on my cheeks because it's just quite yellow. However, if you put it on the lips, it gives it that nice foil effect to the lips. So I think I'm still gonna keep it. It looks beautiful. Look, when you blend it, it's just so pretty. So maybe for that golden latte type of look, this would look really pretty. And I love Nude Sticks, so this is the only highlighter I have by Nude Sticks, so I'm gonna keep it for now and see how much I will use it. Here's another beautiful one by Jekka Black. This is the Glow Drops, and in the shade Rose Pearl, and I think this is really pretty. This is made in the UK, so this is a really nice highlighter. Again, very easy to travel with, and it's one of those that you can just use underneath your foundation, or like prime your face with it, or use it on the high points. Packaging, it's nice, but it's one of those that you have to put the lid on or else it's gonna come out. This is more of a highlighting primer. Maybe I should use it with my primers, but maybe I'll put it in that direction than highlighters. You can see that it has more of a thicker consistency than a regular highlighter, so it's good to mix it in with your foundation to get that nice glow. So I think I'm gonna move it there, so I'm keeping it. And here is one by Trestique. I got this in a BoxyCharm, and this is the mini highlighter stick made in Italy. It's really pretty, and I think it's very convenient to have. Look how gorgeous that looks. It's just, I was gonna declutter it, but I used it and I really love it. I love that it's like a crayon thing. I think this is probably one of those best highlighters you can travel with because it's so tiny and so easy to carry and put it in your purse. But look at that. It's so pretty and it blends so nicely. It reminds me of the Lila B highlighter I just showed you, and I'm gonna keep it. I was actually gonna declutter this one, but I'm gonna keep it. And these are kind of all keepers that I have here. This is the Melt Cosmetics one, gorgeous highlighter, and this is in the shade Stargazer. So I hate the packaging, like I don't like it at all, but the product is just so beautiful. When you put this to the cheeks, it looks so pretty. It doesn't look as dark and as golden, but on the cheeks it transfers like it's like a beautiful glow coming from within. A very interesting formula. It's a liquid highlighter, so make sure you use it as a highlighter, not as a primer. And yeah, I'm keeping this one. And here is my Merit highlighter, gorgeous highlighter. This is in the shade Kava. I don't like the packaging because it breaks, and I'm very gentle with my makeup, so it kind of cracks. The packaging is a little bit more on the cheaper side, but the product is just beautiful. I love the shade. I love the formula, the very natural look that it gives to the skin. It's just such a great shade. I love it. So packaging is not so good, but the formula is amazing. So definitely keeping this guy. Okay, so by Rare Beauty, I have 3 highlighters. And these 2 new ones came in like a package with 2 new blushes. So I have this beautiful highlighter in Mesmerize, this big one. And then these are minis, which is Transcend and Magnetize. So let me swatch them. So we have Mesmerize right here. And then we have Transcend right here, which is this one. And then we have Magnetize, which is this more golden one. So I'm keeping all my Rare Beauty highlighters. I love the highlighters she has. I love her blushes and everything. So this I'm keeping for sure. And then I saved my beautiful Natasha Denona I Need a Glow. I Need a Nude Glow. This is a great product. At first, I wasn't a big fan because it feels kind of chalky. You kind of have to warm it up with your finger. But when you transfer it to the face, it's just so beautiful. It's very lightweight, so you have to kind of build it up if you want more of an intense highlighter. So you want to build this one up. But this is a beautiful, beautiful palette, like highlighting palette, and I love it. So definitely keeping this one as well. I have 9 highlighters right here, and this 9 highlighters is what I'm decluttering, and this is what I'm keeping. I know it's a lot. Let me zoom you guys out a bit. So yeah, I'm keeping these 2 boxes and I'm decluttering this 1 box, but I think decluttering 9 highlighters is still better, and we'll see how much I use out of everything I keep, and then if not, next time I'm gonna have to declutter more. Okay, that's it for me today. I hope you guys really enjoyed this marathon declutter, and I wish you all a wonderful day, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Love you guys. Bye.